Thank you. First frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan, the man in form, very much so, and some form he was in last week at the English Open. He gets us underway.
请场的观众关闭你们的手机。
Bingtao, second season professional. Of course, he won the World Cup a couple of years ago for the China B team with Xiao Yulong. Quarterfinals last season at the German Masters. Also played at the Crucible. And after one season on tour, got himself in the top 64, which was good going. Mike Hallett alongside me. Could be a really entertaining match, this.
Yes, absolutely. And as you say, Ronnie really rates this guy. You wouldn't miss him, would you, today, with that suit and the shoes on? Remember the late great Alex Higgins when he used to wear the spats when he played. So we hope that his snooker, as you say, is as dazzling as his outfit today. But, well, it's going to be interesting as to how this match pans out. An early chance here, though. It's not easy.
Well, full-blooded, he entered it, but didn't go in. As I say, O'Sullivan has a lot of respect for Jan. He's tipped him as a future world champion. Perhaps a sobering thought that Jan was only a year old when Ronnie O'Sullivan won his first world title in 2001. Anyway, it's the rocket first in. But not for long.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Well, very surprising there. I just wonder whether Jan can play one off the other here. They've read this on the side cushion. He could play it off that red and stay on the black. I think it's a possible. Don't think there's anything there that goes direct. Well, he's thinking about... I was thinking about the lower red, actually, but he's looking at that one now, one off the other. Well, that, for me, was plan A.
One.
Well played. It was a chance to get in. Well, so it was Ronnie who had the initial chance then. Well, that's not clever, but he might have got away with that. He might have left this red to the right centre pocket.
8. Nine.
As I say, this is his second season on tour. He qualified for the Crucible last season, quarter-finals in Berlin. Slightly quieter time of it this season, but actually in the last event in Barnsley, he did get to the last 16. Beat Liang Wenbo there 4-0, then lost to Anthony McGill in the decider 4-3. Beat Wang Yu Chen yesterday in the first round.
Thirteen. 请关闭你们的电话。
Referee Sheng Weili just issuing a few instructions for people to not move around and take pictures.
I don't think that's going to be the first one.
No.
Fourteen.
He won the World Amateur title when he was just 14, 3 years ago. That qualified him for the tour, but he deferred it for a year so he could complete his education. And he beat Mark Selby in the Welsh Open last season. He beat Sean Murphy in the Champion of Champions a couple of years ago. Doesn't fear the top players by any means.
Not at all, and that was a nice little cannon there as well to stay on this red, and he's got 2 or 3 reds open. This is a really good chance. We saw Ronnie miss the black off the spot when he was in. often say it when these guys are playing the top stars. It's so important that you get off to a good start, because once the other players get some table time, they get
29.
better and better. And Ronnie, well, he was phenomenal last week in Barnsley. Really was. Blew them all away.
30.
Just playing for the gap here from the left-hand red. Looks pretty good to me. And this will give him some room for the red into the right corner.
37. 38.
Well, he was a little bit straighter than he would have liked with that one, but he's hit that quite well. But I'm not sure whether he can get through for the black here.
45.
Might have to go down for one of the baulk colours. He would have to drive the white through 2 or 3 reds, so it's not guaranteed position. Well, he's done well.
46.
Managed to push those 2 reds out of the way. Confident start here for the young man.
Yeah, so Sullivan was first in, but missed that black unexpectedly. As I say, in the final of the English Open, he only missed 6 pots in the whole match.
53.
4 of them were in the same frame. It's asking a lot, though, to play like that all the time.
Absolutely.
$54.
Yes, this is another tournament, another day. A lot of prize money on offer, of course, this week here in Daishing. £700,000, £150,000 to the winner
57.
at the weekend.
$58.
Well, he's doing what you've got to do against someone like O'Sullivan. Just take the game to them and show them how you can play. He's going to need another red after this black.
$65.
Well, this is an impressive start
66.
for Yan Bingtao. This is what O'Sullivan was doing in Barnsley, pouncing on any mistake from an opponent and winning the frame in one visit.
Well, you can't do much about that. He's just a spectator. Well, he's moved one, and he's opened up the other one as well. It's not bad. This is on to this left corner. He's already done the
68.
damage in this frame. It's just a question of how many he's going to make. And, of course, he wants to try and keep Ronnie cold in his chair if he can. No. Just wonder whether Ronnie might come back here, hit a few balls. Yeah, he's going to do that. Can't blame him for that, just to get used to the conditions.
One.
Don't think there's any real hope of winning the frame, but just want to get the pace of the tables and stuff. And we have said already it's only the second day in, but these These tables are pretty quick.
5. 6.
But the players like the tables this quick. They don't have to do much to move the balls around, and this guy's one of the best, if not the best cueist in the game. He really does get a lot of action on that cue ball with little effort, really.
13.
Well, it's 47, 35 on, but you might just attempt 1 or 2 snookers, see what happens. You never know.
Ronnie outside him 20.
Just a little bit under strength. Best of 11s, of course. A long way to go. Might play the cross double. Yeah, I think he's checking that now. Ronnie would want to keep the red on the table. Possible free ball, of course. Extra 8 points. This looks pretty good. Well, it's a pity that he just caught the black there, because if it goes more to the left, I think it would be much better. This is a fairly easy swerve around the yellow. Should hit this, especially cushion first. Caught it direct, doesn't really matter. Ronnie needing 3 snookers here. Like a snooker, and a little bit awkward with the pink there. He can come off the top cushion, the right hand side, but he's looking for the 2 cushion escape. The only problem here is if he misses this red, he might possibly leave a free ball with the cue ball going down that end of the table. Well, not at that pace, and it's a good hit. Well, there'll be a few butterflies in that tummy, of course, for Yang Bingtao. He knows that. No, he's not saying, well, he's not waving at any friends. He's just people trying to take a picture with the cameras, I think, all on the phones. Yeah, it's a few butterflies for Yang Bingtao. He's playing the best player that we've ever seen on the green base.
Well, he's got to be careful here. The red is next to the black, and although he's 47 in front, he can turn around very quickly with a free ball or with a 7-point snooker. 7-point foul, I should say.
Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball here. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's a great shot. I thought he was going the other side of the pink, actually. But that's a very delicate swerve to take it between pink and black. That was excellent.
Yes, it's a dangerous position with the red on. He needs 3 snookers, but if he got 1 with a free ball, then he can tie the frame. So with this red on the table, this man still feels he can win the frame. Time was he wouldn't have bothered, he would have just got on with the next frame, but it's good to see him really digging in.
No, that was unlucky. He was trying to use the brown as a stopper. Just missed getting in behind the black. Now a chance here for Yang Bingtao just to, well, just knock the red in, frame over. Move on to the second one. Well, he gave that a clatter and nearly knocked the pink in. And that would have been a free ball. Don't know why he hit it so hard. Oh, this looks tasty. Oh, well played. Ronnie's just testing this young man's mental resolve here. He's just letting him know, I'm not out of this frame yet. Another good hit. Well, you're out there thinking, well, I've already won this frame, but I'll tell you what, we've seen plenty of frames lost from these positions. Ronnie knows that.
There's a story from the old Norbreck days in Blackpool, the qualifying, that someone once won a frame having needing 10 snookers. Quite why they played on, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's the story that's been passed down over the years.
First time I've heard that. Wouldn't surprise me though. And Mark played on for needing 5 snookers in a tournament, I think this year or the last year or something, and got 4 of them. Ah, now then, this is a real chance to kill off this frame.
Oh, it was, but the red refuses to go in.
Well, you've got to try and be clinical in these sort of situations. Easier said than done, of course. Well, he keeps hitting them, but he'll be in trouble again here, I think. Yan Bingtao said, just leave me alone. But he's not doing, nor should he. Well, again, it's a great hit. He's going to be in trouble. If he'd have missed that, it could have been a free ball. No points for guessing what's going to happen here.
Welcome to viewers just joining us. It's day 2 of Snooker's International Championship. Ronnie O'Sullivan against Yan Bingtao is our feature match. They're still in the first frame. Yan Bingtao made a very quick 68, but Ronnie O'Sullivan has been playing for Snookers, hasn't actually got any penalty points yet, but he's given it a real go. He's 47 behind, 35 on. So far, Yan has escaped every time, but as you can see, he's in another one here.
That looks enough to me. Now it could get interesting.
Move 4.
Yes, I think the worst thing for Yan Bingtao is that O'Sullivan seems to be enjoying this little cat and mouse exchange, trying to get the Snookers. Hasn't always been that way. So 43 in it, 35 on.
Well, he doesn't like it because the red being close to that middle jaw. Has to be careful here. Well, he's played it well. A little bit on the narrow side, though. And that's what he didn't want to do. He was trying to get him behind the green. He's left the pot on. Now, another chance here for Yan Bingtao to try and put this frame away. Can he do it this time? Well, not the pot, but the cue ball looks pretty good to me. Well played.
Yes, that makes a difference because now he's got control, and O'Sullivan, no real way of knowing where this red's going to end up. If he hits it, that is. It's all that work. And the 4 points go back onto Yan Bingtao, so it's back as we were, 47 in it.
Yeah, and of course the miss cannot be called because snookers are required. Wow, look at this. Things have just turned around a little. Ronnie's had enough.
Yes, how do you like it? Not a lot, it would seem. So O'Sullivan gave it a good go there, but it was the 68 from Yan Bingtao that did all the damage, and Yan Bingtao leading in Darqing by 1 frame to 0. This is the last 64 round. O'Sullivan, it's a rather strange one actually. He had to qualify in Preston a few weeks ago. Yan Bingtao didn't. He had his match held over because I guess he was playing another Chinese player. It seems a little bit strange, but O'Sullivan beat Gerard Green 6-0 anyway in short order to qualify. And I guess that was the start of the great run he's been on. He qualified for Shanghai as well. Of course, has won the English Open. That's the big one in Barnsley with that thumping 9-2 win over Karen Wilson a couple of weeks ago, just over a week ago in Barnsley. Just waiting for Yan to return for frame 2. When he was in with the 68 break, he played really well, and in fairness, he escaped all but 1 snooker. And eventually got O'Sullivan in 1, and that was really the end of that.
Well, it just shows you, Dave, I mean, the 70,000 that Ronnie picked up, he's in the 4,000 here already. He's gone from number 14 to number 6 in the world in the space of about 10 days. So it just shows you what can be achieved.
Second frame, Yan Bingtao to break.
Oh, that's not clever. Poor break-off shot, that. That's the worst thing you want to do when you've just gone out for a comfort break and try and settle yourself back down and play a poor break-off shot. So an early chance for Ronnie in this one then. He missed the black off the spot, of course, in the opener. Well, obviously a little bit annoyed. He feels he should have got that one. Good chance here for Yen, if he can knock this one in. Played it with the power, get high in the black, well played.
Thing is, with Yan Bingtao, he practiced alongside O'Sullivan in Sheffield, so he's not as in awe of him as he could be if he, say, never spoken to him.
9.
The fact is, O'Sullivan said some really nice things about him, which can only give him confidence.
Stephen Hendry never did that, you know. When he was in Scotland, didn't he? You saw some of the draws. He'd come up against John or Graham Dottley. He'd back away from them for 2 or 3 weeks. He didn't want them to get too familiar with him.
Yes, I think he learnt that from Steve Davis. You know, snooker is perhaps the ultimate individual sport, and
16.
you don't have to be friends with the other players if you're going to be playing them.
Well, off the table sometimes, but perhaps, but it's business when you're down there on the green base.
$17.
In fact, I think now Stephen's got more friends he's retired from playing than he had when he was playing. But that's why he was as successful as he was, and Steve Davis, of course. They cocooned themselves
24.
2 great players. And this lad's improving
25.
all the time as well.
Yes, he's one of a crop of young Chinese players, teenagers coming through. Rookie of the Year in the World Snooker Awards after the World Championship. As I say, to get in the top 64 first season, that's seriously good going. You're starting with no points, right at the bottom of the ranking list. Comes to this event 53rd.
And what a fillip this would be if he can put Ronnie away today. He's capable. Just unhit that one slightly.
38.
Well, he was unlucky there a little bit. He just caught a little bit of the middle pocket. If he hadn't have done it, he would have sort of been in and out of ball. Now what does he do? Does he take on the green? He could leave the cue ball near the left-hand cushion. Might play safe. It's not the perfect angle, but if he drops this green in, he should be on the red to the middle. Well played. And I think you can see this red.
$42. 43.
Well, slow down. I was about to say 2 or 3 good shots there to get back in good position, but these tables are super fast. He'll probably still take the green on. Well played.
请关闭您的电话。 46.
Well, he can pot this one, push the other one out of the way, playing the pink to the middle. Well,
46.
dazzling suit and shoes. Some dazzling snooker at the moment. He's taking it to Ronnie. Why not?
$53.
53 with 4 open reds. This is a great chance to make it 2-0.
$54.
This is why I tend to agree with Ronnie O'Sullivan. I think Yan Bingtao will be a top player because he plays as if he already is. He's really attacked here. He's not worried about who he's playing or the environment. He's just playing the game and going for his shots, and so far it's working. 68 in the first frame and not too far away from securing the second. O'Sullivan attempted that long red, that's all he did. Missed, and Yan Bingtao stepped in.
$61.
Well, it's a bit of a stretch. Just going for the mini putt. Well, I can't see him missing from here. I think this is about to go 2-0, and well, food for thought then for Ronnie. Thing is, Ronnie's just like to come back to the table, knocking a couple of centuries, and it's 2-2 at the interval. But that red was frame ball.
Well, possibly, but he's seen already that if he misses, he's in trouble. He's missed 2 balls in this match, and he's lost 2 frames.
Yeah, true.
And this is the reverse of what was happening in Barnsley when his opponents were not making many mistakes and it was costing them.
75.
Nothing guaranteed at this game these days. There's too many good players around, and of course the amount of snooker that they are now playing around the world, they are all match fit. Pink to the corner, I think. Every credit.
$81. 82.
Well, it would be difficult to make the ton from here. We'll have to play a double. $89.
Well, a very impressive start this by Yan Bingtao. He's taken the game to Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's punished just a couple of errors, a missed black in the first frame, a missed long red in the second frame. 68 and 89 the breaks. Yan Bingtao leads Ronnie O'Sullivan by 2 frames to 0.
Set the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan has missed just a couple of balls and he's 2-0 down. Well, mobile phone going off rather loudly. Oh, that's very close to going in as well. He's clearly very confident, not surprisingly after the way he started.
Yeah, he's got himself pumped up, hasn't he?
The winner of this match will play Ricky Walden, who had a great comeback yesterday. He was 5-1 down to Peter Ebden and won 6-5. That's the snooker equivalent of climbing Everest, coming back from that far behind against Ebden. So it's a great win for Ricky.
Well, he needs a day off.
Yes, it was a rather late finish. Sean Murphy earlier was 3-0 down to Mei Ji Wen, won 6-5. Of course, these matches slightly longer than normal events, best of 11s.
He has to make sure that his safety is good here. Yan Bingtao. It's a great start. We don't want to let Ronnie have any easy ins, really. Well, again, that was very close. Well, he's obviously in an attacking mood. So, chance for Ronnie then. Let's see what he can do from here. There's plenty of reds to go at. The black spot is a little bit crowded, but if he gets onto the black, it will go to the left corner. I think he's going down for the blue here. Well, this is what this game is all about. You sit out a couple of frames, and then when you get the chance, you have to try and hit back.
Left-handed for the yellow. He made 12 centuries at the English Open, including 4 in the final.
3.
He's only 6 off the 900 mark for his career, incredibly.
4.
I think we were discussing last season, David, and we talked about Ronnie going past the 1,000 mark. That was if he keeps playing, but he's in that sort of frame of mind, in the mood. He's enjoying the game again. He looked really good in Barnsley, and there's no reason why not. If he plays for the next 3 or 4 years, that for me, he will go past the 1,000 mark in centuries, which is incredible, really.
Yes, and he wants to as well. That's the point he said himself. It's a target to be the first man to do that. I mean, he's already made 20 this season. He hasn't played in every tournament. He made 50 last season. So on that sort of strike rate, we're talking a couple of years.
Another one, of course, would be love to equal, if not better, Stephen Hendry's 7 world titles. That's tough.
18.
Pretty much the same sort of scenario. Lewis Hamilton winning his 4th Formula 1 World Crown this weekend in Mexico. He's on 4. But can he get to 7 like Michael Schumacher? Similar scenario with Ronnie, with Stephen.
25.
Although Lewis is a little bit younger, of course.
26.
'There's not a lot that goes wrong with this machine, though, when he's in full flight.
33. 34. 41. 42.
'Not ideal. Has a bit to do with the cue ball here. Might just run off another red. No, he's able to manage. So he managed to miss it, so that's fine. Break goes to 50. It should be 2-1.
Well, from the first 2 frames, he would have seen that he's going to have to play well today, but of course he is playing well in general. The form is there.
58.
So no concerns on that score. Sheng Wei needs eyes in the back of his head to referee this match. He's remonstrating with the crowd again. Meanwhile, O'Sullivan just going about his business, not getting involved in that. And already this black, and it's snooker's required.
Good match, this. But it's getting better.
73. 74.
'Touch of reverse side.
81.
Well, this is looking like number 895, although he's just lost the cue ball a little bit there. No problem.
85. 86.
Well, this has been superb.
93. 94.
21st century of the season for Ronnie O'Sullivan. And he knows that he had to produce something there, the way Bingtao started, and he did do. And this, as Mike says, already a cracking match. You've only had 3 frames, but they're both playing superbly.
I think probably the key match for Ronnie last week in Barnsley was the semi-final when Anthony McGill started to come back at him. He was put under pressure, wasn't he? But he responded. I think what he made, a 1-3-6 in the final frame.
Yeah, he was put under pressure, as you say, and that's the key to how well he's playing. You know, if he's not being put under pressure, he can make it look like an exhibition, but it's responding when someone's coming back at you that's the key, and he did that. Well, he's missed that one, but 111 in the blink of an eye, and Ronnie O'Sullivan puts himself on the scoreboard And it's very much game on here in Darching. Terrific stuff between these two. Yan Bingtao won the first 2 frames. O'Sullivan has won the third. So Yan here leads by 2 frames to 1. 2-0 to Ding on table 1. That's live on the Eurosport player. O'Sullivan just out of the arena for the moment. I'll just briefly tell you what's happening on the other tables. John Higgins is 1-0 up against Nu Zhuang. Mark Allen's won the first against Xiao Yingtong. A lot of Chinese players in action today. Yu De Lu's 2-0 down to Mark Williams. Liang Wenbo 2-0 up to Lee Walker.
Frame 4. Yan Bingtao to break.
Well, Yan Bingtao was leading 2-0. He sat out an O'Sullivan century. And this is the last frame before the mid-session. And again, he's brought a red up the table. Cue ball's just run on, though.
Well, just done a quick calculation, David. The Chinese players have just about 50% of the field in this session. 7 out of the 16. That on show today. The question here for Ronnie, of course, can he make it 2-2? Ooh.
Yes, as I say, the white just ran on and made that a little bit thinner than it could have been. So Yan Bingtao's got away with that, really.
Looking to put the white to the top cushion, I think. Well, he'll be thinking, well, if I can make this 2 apiece, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Oh, what a shot that is. Yeah, he made that century in the last frame, 111, but I think he got a kick actually on that green. He was a bit disappointed with the contact. Could have cleared. Doesn't really matter. Talking about centuries and maximums, and Jimmy Robertson in the earlier session today beat Robin Hull 6-5, and in the process made a 1-4-1, which is the highest this week so far. The highest break was £3,000 for the high break. If that stands, well, it covers your expenses.
He's going to play Judd Trump tomorrow. Meanwhile, O'Sullivan's hit the blue full in the face, stop the white on its path back to bulk. Quite a statement he's making with his outfit, isn't it? I saw him wearing that actually in Barnsley.
Yeah, and the football club's actually next door to the Metrodome. I think they play in those sort of similar colours. I think he's got the same tailor as Ding Junhui, although Ding's suits are not quite as bright as that. Yeah, he's got 1 or 2 check ones in the wardrobe. I just remember those days gone past over Mark Johnson Allen used to do with us. Remember that black and white suit he turned up to at Sheffield?
I do. I also remember him going 4-0 down and getting changed between sessions.
It was like that quote with Steve Davis, wasn't it? It happened in black and white. When Steve lost that final to Dennis on the final black.
Yes, Mark on that occasion was making a statement. It's just not quite clear what statement it was.
Well, he was probably, I don't know, auditioning for the Joker in Batman or something like that.
50.
If you're listening, Mark, we apologise.
16.
Black has gone down on the brown spot, as its own spot currently covered by that red.
I think it's going to stay as it is because I think the pink spot is covered as well. Well, it doesn't really matter how you get there.
22. Twenty-three.
Well, he went early. Oh, I thought that was a bit of a calculated risk there. He could have easily played on the one on the black spot, but the referee's saying, well, does this now then? Does this go onto its own spot? No.
29.
Yeah, I thought Jan might have just picked off the loose red first and before going into the pack. Well done. Depends where the white finishes, though.
30.
I think he's just about gone onto the brown. A roll reversal then for the brown and the black.
34.
Well, he won't care if he has to take 6 or 7 browns here to get over the winning line.
$35. $39.
The man I mentioned earlier, Peter Ebden, he wouldn't like this because he's slightly colourblind when it comes to the reds and the
40.
brown.
$44. 45.
Well, could have done with that being a little bit higher. Might have come off the side cushion, but I think he can just about
49.
run off a red here for the brown. He's already had a 68 and 89
50.
in this match, Ronnie with the ton, of course, but this is a very high standard once these boys have got going and got in and amongst them. This is good stuff. He's got them.
Well, he looks very confident.
54.
He's come out here fully believing that he can beat the man in form.
Yep. Ronnie knows now that he has a match on.
55.
He's going to need another red after this brown to lead 3-1 at the interval.
I think he's landed a little bit too straight on this brown. He might play on the red to the left middle, just bring the white back about a foot or so. That's probably the easiest red to get onto from there. He's got a slide angle, not much though. Oh, he's had a touch there. He's got away with that one.
59.
That will do nicely.
Just the red needing, and it's Snooker's required. Well, he's played well
60.
the whole match, but this is a particularly good break because, of course, in the last frame, O'Sullivan made that century just to raise the stakes.
And I think it's got to be said as well, David, deserving of this 3-1 lead.
Well, he's shown great attitude. He's come out and he's taken the game to O'Sullivan, and it's worked. Got to admire the
64.
way he's played here. He's really attacked.
$65. 71. 72.
Remember the days when Stephen Hendry came on the scene and everybody followed him behind him. Sorry, behind him with the Scottish players, and you've got Ding Junhui, you know, all the Chinese players. But well, this guy's got it all. Not surprising, Ronnie has said what he has said.
79. $83.
I was just about to say, if he comes back for the black here, he won't need the
84.
awkward blue for the century. The brown would be enough. Well, he's taking on the tougher blue. Well, there's confidence for you. He knocked that in like it was over the corner pocket.
Yes, very nonchalant, but just sums up how good he's
89.
feeling inside. Just fancies potting them.
91.
Well, he got the awkward colour out of the way, and he should make the century now. This has been superb. Oh, why did I say that?
Well, it's a shame, isn't it? But overall, very impressive start. What a talent he is, this 17-year-old Yan Bingtao, who leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 3-1 at the interval. O'Sullivan, the man in form, having just won the English Open, but here in Daqing, as they head to the dressing rooms, he's got a few problems.
Yeah. Thank you. Frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan is 3-1 down as the match resumes after the interval. He made a century in the third frame, but other than that, Yan Bingtao has really attacked and it's worked.
把你们电话都放下，电话都放下。
Zheng Weili just asking the audience to settle down for the second half. It's been an exciting match, this, so far. Real high quality. 68, 89, 91, the three breaks from Yan Bingtao. Just 17, remember. Second season professional.
把电话都放下。
Well, that was a wide at cricket. But at least the whites finished down the other end of the table. No real damage done. Nothing here that Ronnie wants to be tempted with. Well, an interesting frame, this one, obviously. 4-1 to Yang Bingtao. Well, Ronnie will have to respond. Nice little nudge off the yellow there to see the cue ball finish on the baulk cushion. Yeah, he's just got to be careful here. He's got to get the right contact on this safety and not push a red over the corner. The yellow and brown waiting to get in behind, but that might be a little bit on the narrow side. I think I think he's okay. First time we're seeing this match, the black out of commission early on in the frame, especially with all the sort of breaks that have been flying in. Well, we said earlier on in the day that a pretty sharp dress code here from Yang Bingtao, I should say, but he's certainly backed it up with a snooker. Well, that's unlucky. Great pot. Deserved more. It was always going to be difficult to get out for a colour. Okay, you can see the black.
Black and 4.
Terrific pot, though.
Yan Bingtao 1.
And that's why he leads 3-1. He hasn't really backed away from anything.
No, he's looked confident right from the start. Remember, O'Sullivan, he's won his last 9 matches on the tour, the 7 in Barnsley, but also the 2 qualifiers for this event and also Shanghai, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And that'll be live on Eurosport, incidentally, from November the 13th. In between, he's got to go to Coventry for the Champion of Champions.
And then after that, the second phase of the possible £1 million bonus of the home internationals in Belfast. I'll tell you what, I'd be interested if he won that one as well. Oh.
Yes, Barry Hearn is not a man who gets nervous very often, but I think he might be if, as you say, if Ronnie gets the second leg under his belt.
Well, imagine if he won the third as well, you wouldn't be able to get a ticket in Cardiff. They'd have to put 40,000 seats in an extension somewhere. That would be amazing. I mean, probably if one guy could do it, it might be Ronnie. So it's a full-on month, that is for sure.
This red has just gone towards the corner, and the little kiss on the green has helped Yan Bingtao to stop the cue ball in its path.
Well,
nicely done. He's ploughed his way through all the red somehow.
It's happening, isn't it?
Just sort of half held his hand up there.
And then proceed to make another century. Well, he hasn't had one yet, but you know what I mean. A winning contribution.
Seen so many players from lower down the rankings, taking on the real stars of the game and freezing in the headlights. But Yan Bingtao, complete opposite today.
6.
As I say, he's played as if he is, you know, in the top 8 himself.
Well, if he keeps playing like this, it won't be long.
Seven.
Got to the Crucible last season, ran Sean Murphy close in the first round, just lost out 10-8. Of course, for a lot of the Chinese players, Sheffield is home, so they see the guys that play at the Victoria Academy just over the road from the Crucible. They're used to the theatre in the centre of Sheffield.
Oh, that's gone slightly wrong, though.
13.
Yeah, Stings Wee is over on table 1 against Oliver Lyons. He plays at the other academy, actually, the Sheffield Academy. It's next to Bramall Lane Football Club, Sheffield United. And both superb venues, and the conditions are first class. All suited and booted with the match tables that these boys play on. I think he's gone back to plan A. Slightly different kiss when he potted that pink. Might have been on the red as Ronnie waits. And look at that for pace. I mean, I didn't think that was going to get anywhere near the back cushion. But these tables are so fast. The normal club player, even a good amateur, wouldn't handle these tables. It's a skill. The conditions have certainly changed over the last 5 to 10 years. Lighter cloths, lighter balls. Not good. This is potable. You can play it with safety as well. And if he pops it in, he might stay on the green, might even lay the snooker. Well, I said that he hasn't backed away from anything. He didn't do so with that one. He might have. He could have played a safety there. I know it's a long way to think ahead in this match, but if Ronnie can pop this red in and get onto the black and make it 3-2, that misread there from Yan might just be, or could be, a turning point in this match. We shall see. Doesn't take much. 3-2 is against 4-1. I'm not saying that Ronnie can't win from 4-1. We know that. But he wasn't able to knock it in.
No, he's under it a bit, isn't he, because of how well his opponent's playing. It's interesting, in Barnsley, he was never really significantly behind in any match there. He was always basically making the running. He was behind by the odd frame against John Higgins, but not like this, someone who's gone out the blocks really quickly. And he was knocking those in at the English Open. The red he's just missed.
Wow. Now then, can Jan punish here?
1.
Oh, he's caught the black on the way through. And he's out of position. I think the blue goes to the corner. But he didn't expect the cannon on the black.
Well, it's a big shot if he does take this blue on.
Well, I think that pocket succumbed to that pot
6.
that find it to death. Did that go in? There's another one, though. Oh.
7.
I mean, he thought about it, but then just got down and knocked it in again, like it was just over the corner. He's just, well, he's feeling so good at the moment. It's a great feeling for a player when you're hitting the ball this well. I mean, there wasn't that much room there either. Made it look easy. Don't know. I don't think that red goes. That I think.
11.
Or does it? Oh well. That was a bonus.
12.
Just looks so relaxed. Enjoying himself is nice to see. Maybe not if you're Ronnie O'Sullivan right now.
Well, this is what normally Ronnie's doing to his opponents.
20.
Oh, hang on. Just lost the white there a little bit. Didn't like that one. But if he stuns... Well, he can drop this in, actually. It's not too bad. He can start up the table to play on that right-hand red. Just dropping it in. Same thing. I think he's okay. He's gone far enough.
27.
Well, he's being out-Ronnied at the moment. But these matches, they can turn on one shot. One miss, one mistake. Jan Bingtao with the up hand at the moment, but still a long way to go.
Well, perhaps he hasn't quite gone far enough for this right-hand red. Well, should have done better with that. Well, what's he thinking here? Possible plant? This is massive. Well, it depends where they finish. Well, that's okay. He's got away with that, but I think he pushed the boat out there a little bit.
Well, yes, I mean, we did say he was confident, but that was low percentage, I think it's fair to say. But what he's shown O'Sullivan is he's going to take anything on, it would seem.
Has Ronnie covered the red? It seems not. I mean, it wasn't easy to get him behind the yellow there from Ronnie's perspective. I mean, he had to be absolutely dead weight. Well, he's bang under it a little bit at the moment, Ronnie. Especially if this goes in. Well, Jan's confidence is high.
Seven.
And he won't mind that pink going down there. He's got all the reds open here. And already with a 48-point lead, this could be 4-1. This is great stuff from the Engelman. Let's just look at this guy. This lad is only 17 years of age. And he's playing out this on a world stage against the best player we've ever seen.
$15. 16.
Needs one more red after this black. No, I can't see him missing this. I think this is about to go 4-1. And Ronnie in a little bit of trouble here.
23.
Dear me. Frame ball.
Yan Bingtao 23.
I think he put a quick one in there.
Yes, he may be getting a bit carried away. At least this red came away from the pocket. Could have been in the jaws. Ooh, he's caught the knuckle. And he's left the red on. What a reprieve for Yan Bingtao, having missed this red for frame. He's not missed it second time of asking. So O'Sullivan's got problems here. He's playing someone really confident, playing some terrific snooker, and clearly thoroughly believing that he can win this match. As I say, he's beaten the likes of Mark Selby, Sean Murphy last season. He's been a World Cup winner with China.
8.
Seems to just relish the big stage. If he were to win today and he still needs another 2 frames, it would surely be his best ever victory, bearing in mind he's playing O'Sullivan in great form, having just won the last ranking event, the English Open in Barnsley.
$12. 13.
Well, the next frame is huge, because if it goes 5-1, you really
18.
strongly fancy Yan Bingtao to win. If O'Sullivan can start to reduce the deficit,
19.
put pressure on, then it'd be interesting to see if Yan can respond. But at the moment, he is a big favourite, the way he's playing.
$26. 27. $32. 34.
Well, he's making it look easy at the moment.
37.
Clearly loving this,
41.
isn't he? Why not?
$46. $52.
So Yan Bingtao piling the pressure onto the shoulders of Ronnie O'Sullivan. Another half century of 52 this time from Yan Bingtao. He did initially miss the red for frame, but immediately got another chance. He's taken it well, and he leads now by 4 frames to 1. Yan Bingtao is 2 frames away from an upset here in Daqing. And again, I mean, that's not an easy pot, but they were going in Barnsley with great regularity.
Managed to get the cue ball away from the pack for the blue. Oh, you won't be enjoying this. That is for sure. Well, Ronnie will probably be admiring it, but he won't be enjoying it. Well, it just seems that Yan here hasn't landed on a red. Could be end of 8. Was there one there? Oh, there is, yeah. And he's through for the black.
7.
Nicely done. He's got a perfect angle here to nudge these reds away from the black spot. This could really open up the frame. Well, excellent.
$14. $15.
Well, there you see it. Just a trace of side on the white there, and it's gone too far. Although it's landed perfectly for the corner pocket. You can knock this in and play on the red left of the black. This might be okay. Evidence there how quick these tables are. You just get a touch of side on, it's gone. Oh, that was a kick. That was a massive kick. Not only is the white stopped, that it's thrown the blue offline.
Well, that was horrible. And it's things like that, you know, the unexpected can creep in. At least, I suppose, the only good news is it did take the pace out of the cue ball, but even so, it's caused him to miss the blue. So he hadn't left O'Sullivan on a red, but it was unlucky for Yan.
It was. Ronnie's played a good safety, though. Wow, that's amazing. He's found one. What a pot that was. And he's got the yellow to the middle as well. Well, I thought Ronnie had played an half decent safety there. Well, the way Jan's playing here, he must think I can take on the world.
3.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's only 17, he can only improve. It's going to be fascinating to watch his progress.
4.
Just a little short here.
Well, it's a little bit careless considering what he's done before to get in a good position. I think he might still take on the black, but well, this is missable. But the way he's been queuing, I wouldn't have thought so. And he's got the red to the middle as well. Nice cannon.
$11.
Well played.
12.
He had enough angle to get over for the pink. And looks like the pink goes on to the blue spot as well. He's playing some stuff, this young man.
$18. $19. $26. $27. $34. $35. $42. $43.
He's going to need another red after the black.
I just wonder whether he's got the angle to come in behind that single one or screw into them. He did have. I'll tell you what, this is unbelievable stuff, really. He's playing some top-class snooker here.
Well, this is such an impressive performance. A lot of these people here, they want to see Ronnie O'Sullivan win, make no mistake, but you can only admire this from this 17-year-old. He's going to be 5-1 up, and on this form, it's going to be hard to see how he can't win this match. He's going to take a real special turnaround. I guess if anyone can do it, it's Ronnie O'Sullivan, but there's been little sign other than the century today. He's been missing a few here and there. Not much,
59.
but enough to give Yan Bingtao the chances. And he hasn't needed many chances to take this lead.
$66. $67.
Well, he's not had a century yet today. Could this be the time? Still the awkward red in the left cushion.
73.
Oh, he tried to nudge the other red. He got the cannon, but he missed that one.
So the break ends at 73, another Hefty contribution from Yan Bingtao, who is taking Ronnie O'Sullivan apart, frankly, today. This is such a great performance. One from victory, he leads 5-1. Ronnie O'Sullivan has spent a lot of time in that chair. Remember, he had a century in the frame he won. He needs that sort of snooker if he's going to turn this around. He needs to start reeling off frames himself in one visit, because that's what his opponent's been doing.
Well, you don't often see Ronnie in this sort of position. But, as David had just mentioned, he has been totally outplayed. It's going to be a tall order, even for him.
Can Yan Bingtao remain serene now that he's on the edge of victory? That's the question.
Well, that was a fair distance away, but he hasn't left anything. I think he's got the cover with the blue. White to the top cushion, I think. Too risky for the pot. Even if you are leading 5-1. But he hasn't played that very well. Well, it never rains, it pours. He's trying to get a cannon on the other red to stay on the blue. Now, I just wonder here whether Yan Bingtao will take a bit of a risk when we get back to him. What if he... Well, I think he might stun into that red near the black, but I think he's going back down to the end of the table. He's got the red, and he's going to be on the yellow. Could this be the beginning of the end for Ronnie O'Sullivan? Surprised he played on that one. I thought he might have played on the one left of the blue, just to open up the blue to both middles. He could do that in a few minutes' time, actually. Get rid of that red near the blue. It's in the way.
Eight. Nine.
Oh, now we can start building. Just look at the pace there. Well, needs a nice cannon here. Bang in the middle of the pocket. Oh, slow down, slow down. Oh, that's unlucky. Well, he hasn't left Ronnie anything, even though the red has gone in. Can't really legislate for that. Another day that red would have stayed over the corner pocket. But I say, no damage done. And that's careless, and Ronnie.
One. 要不要等一下？
I'd like to see Jan's pot success percentage. What's going on here now then? Something happening in the arena. Our referee's saying, well, he just has to get into place for a couple of minutes.
Well, we had an issue yesterday, one of the scoreboards flickering. It might be the technology. We can't actually see it at the moment. Well, there we are. There's some problem, I think, with the scoreboard. Maybe the score itself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think whether it was on this table or not over that scoreboard. It was flickering. I think it was, wasn't it? Was it on table 2? I think it was.
Well, it seems to have been sorted out, so Jan can continue.
Well, the pink is the shot. It's a more difficult pot, but to get on the net's red. Well played. But he hasn't gone far enough.
Seven.
Well, he'll play the safety here, but he doesn't really want to open up the black. But also, he doesn't want to open up the pack. Black's close. Yeah, he's done a very good job, Yang, in this match of keeping Ronnie cold. And he wants that to continue. He's not quite there yet.
Yes, it's true. Ronnie O'Sullivan has not had a lot of really easy chances and openings. He's had to work for anything that he's had, really.
That's a great safety there. He's got them open. Just look at that. Superb. Top draw. Jan needs a similar return here. Well, it would have been if it had missed the brown. But this is a half chance here for Ronnie. Well, he didn't fancy the red to the left corner, but where's this cue ball going? I don't know whether that sort of drifted a little bit to the left. And then Bingtao can see this red that's near the top cushion to the left corner. I don't think he should play it, should keep things tight. Well, he's looking at this red now, and I think he's going to have a go. Oh.
Wow.
Well, that typifies the way, well, the move that Yang Bingtao has been on all this match. He's taken everything on, they've gone in, and what a chance this is. He hasn't backed away from anything. That was some pot, though.
Yes, and I think important for him that he kept that mentality in, as I say, the frame he needs to win, rather than suddenly going negative, because it's worked so far. He's in with a chance to complete a fine victory.
8.
This has been one of the best performances I've seen this season. Let's not forget, this young man is still only 17 years of age. Incredible.
Well, he's shown absolutely no fear today.
Won't be best pleased with that one, though. He tried to get him around that red.
15.
Could still play it to the yellow pocket. There might be one here to the corner, though. Great touch.
16.
Stun back for the black again. As you said, David, no fear. You knew that he was leaving things on there.
Yeah, absolutely. He had every right to miss that, really. He was under pressure to pot it, in fact. And, you know, there's plenty to fear. I mean, Ronnie O'Sullivan coming here after the way he played in Barnsley, but Yan Bingtao has believed in himself. It's so important in this sport to back yourself and your own abilities.
24.
We know sometimes at this game that there's a fine line between being courageous and being reckless. But this lad has been courageous throughout this match here today, and well, in a few minutes' time, he might get his rewards.
31.
He hasn't been reckless today. He's certainly been courageous, though. I'm not saying he's reckless anyway, but this has been superb. Just needs to put the finishing touches. And they're all going in the centre of the pockets. There's no hesitation. He just clipped the other red on the way through.
35.
So he needs to be disciplined here. Just put a colour safe, possibly the yellow to the side cushion. He's got a 50-point lead with 51 on the table. Put a colour safe or drop him behind the green. Oh, well played. Oh.
So O'Sullivan 50 behind, 51 on, snookered, and 5-1 down. Not looking good for the Rocket. Well, especially now, because he needs a snooker now.
颜丙涛 4.
He's been brought down to earth with a bump here today. This is not what I think a lot of people were expecting
1.
after the way he played last week. But all credit to Yan Bingtao. He's played superbly. This has got to be his best ever win, considering who he's beaten and how he's beaten him. Breaks of 68, 89, 91, 52, 73. Superb.
9.
Yeah. That's exactly it, isn't it? It's the nature of the win.
Taking the game to O'Sullivan, who made a century, remember, in the frame he won. Never backed away all day long.
颜丙涛 9.
What a difference a week makes. Ronnie O'Sullivan, imperious in Barnsley, outplayed in Daqing by 17-year-old Yan Bingtao, who knocks out the Rocket by 6 frames to 1.
颜丙涛赶紧离场。